Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Kickstart Your Career in Fitness. I'm very excited to welcome our two expert guest speakers. So joining us today is Michael Doocey. Michael is the General Manager of ProFi Fitness. He's also the owner of MFitness, his own business. He's also the assessor for our personal training online course. And he's got lots of knowledge and experience to share with us. So joining Michael, we also have Sara Hearne. She is our Master in Pilates Instructor. She's also the Regional Director of the My Over 40 and TPMobility program. And she's also a physical therapist. So again, a myriad of experience. Very excited to have you both with us. So just to go through, we're going to quickly start with a few questions that we've received. So we've asked a few people to send in some questions that they want to know about the course. Some people are already doing the course, or some people who are thinking about doing the courses. So the course I'm talking about is the personal trainer and the Pilates instructor. They're both coming up in October. So apart from that, we've had a few general questions just about working in the fitness industry, what you like, what you don't like, what are some of the challenges, and just kind of your experience in working in this field, what you can expect to get paid in this field, and just kind of the real life experience of both of you, to share with our listeners to see, so what it's actually like, and they can have a little bit of your experience before they sign up to the courses. So I will get started. Welcome to you both. So as I said, I have a few questions. Some are more directed towards the PT course. So I'll direct those at you, Michael, if that's okay. And then obviously the Pilates one, I will pass them over to you, Sara. So the first one that I have for you, Michael, is hello, by the way, firstly.
Thanks, Carol. Thanks for the introduction. Cheers.
Hey, Karen, how are you?
Hi, both. Okay, so Michael, let's get down to business. The first question is, what can I expect to make on a monthly basis as a minimum as a personal instructor? So very straightforward, very direct question. How much can you be expected to make if you have no experience, you've done our PT course, and you start working straight away in personal training?
Yeah, that's a great question. And it's a question that crops up a lot at the end of our ProFi Fitness School courses. What sort of rates should they be charging once they start off? So the price really varies based on the location, the demand, and whether you're going to be delivering your training online or face to face. So just a baseline from chatting to ProFi graduates that completed the course and then comparing it to the top maybe 1% of trainers in the country, it really does vary from as low as €20 per session to exceeding three figures per session, just depending on the experience, the knowledge, and especially, and the most important thing would be the results that you're getting your clients. That's really going to dictate it as well. So if you're a really good personal trainer, I think your prices will reflect that as well.
Okay, so that's a really good baseline to start off with, and then obviously the more experience you get, you can start increasing your rates. Okay, that's brilliant. So someone said, do I need to do any extra courses or classes before I start training with clients?
Okay, so it's not essential to do extra courses, but it's definitely beneficial in terms of improving your knowledge, in terms of improving your employability as a coach. So definitely we recommend that you do some extra CPDs once you qualify as a personal trainer. And this is also recommended by Reps Ireland, that you continue your studies after qualifying as a personal trainer. So just an example of some of our own courses that are very popular at the minute. Kettlebells is a very good one to get for gyms. Indoor cycling is probably one of the most popular this time of year. We've got a course running in October, 1st of October in Dublin. And that course is almost full. So that's one I definitely recommend to any aspiring personal trainers or personal trainers that already have the qualification. It's a great one to get as well. And aquarobics has made a huge comeback since COVID. Aquarobics is really popular. Pools are, back to full capacity. And it's a great class to get so many clients in as well. And on the 16th of October, we're running our last aquarobics course. I definitely recommend getting in touch after the call if it's a course of interest. And to be honest, this week I have taken a lot of calls on that course in particular. So definitely drop a message maybe after the call here.
Okay, great. So the answer is you don't have to do any extra courses to work with with clients, but I suppose it stands to reason the more classes you do, the more knowledge you're going to build up and the more you're going to know as a trainer, because your clients might be asking about different kind of classes. So the more you can do, I suppose you probably agree that you never really stop learning. It's continuous throughout your whole career. You're going to keep doing courses and learning. So the more you do, the better. But no, you don't necessarily have to do any more straight away after your PT. You can start training with clients straight away. So that's great. Okay, so Sara, again, very direct question and straightforward, blunt question for you here. Is the Pilates course difficult?
Right. So about the Pilates, it's a fantastic course. It's a different type of training to something that you'd be used to doing before if you've not done Pilates. So depending on your background, you might have covered some of the areas that we'll be doing in the course, and that's great. You have a little heads up on others. For those who are training with no previous experience, all our tutors are experienced teachers and they can help you with even the toughest concepts. And it's not really that tough. It's a REPS accredited course and it meets industry standards, so that it is a detailed course. There is a lot in it, but if you've interest in what you're doing, you're going to enjoy it. That's the different thing about these kind of courses. It's enjoyable while you're learning. So is it difficult? I would say no, but that very much depends on how much work you put into it to make it easier on yourself as well.
Okay, I think that's actually a good question, because I know I've seen a lot of your demonstration videos and there's a lot of technical language and things like that, but presuming the teacher will talk you through all of those things and what they mean throughout the course, so you're not going to be confused.
Yeah, absolutely. From the basics, we'll start with what you know and what you don't know. And if you don't know anything, we'll start at the very bottom and teach you every little bit. We'll make it very simple, we'll make it very understandable, and you'll be using it practically as well, which will definitely help make it sink in all that better.
Okay, so is it difficult?
No.
No. Brilliant. In short, it's not difficult. So
Thank
sign up. Okay, the next question is also about Pilates. Someone said, how many hours of outside learning should I dedicate to the Pilates course outside the actual hours?
Right. Well, there is an element of self-study required with the course. So it depends on the individual how much extra time they need to put into it to get everything on board. Again, we're always there to help, so we'll help minimize that time as much as possible. On average, we recommend about 12 to 16 additional hours. Now, as well as that, you'll be doing 10 classes where you'll go to a class and have experience. So that's something else that you'll be doing on your own time, but very essential to gain experience from other instructors, to see how it's taught, and also to kind of give you the pattern of speech when you're doing Pilates. That can be slightly different than other types of training. But as with any course, it depends on your uptake of the information and how much you need to put into it. As I said, about 12 to 16 hours is our recommendation.
Sure. So pretty much different for everyone, but that's that would be your average. Okay, great. Okay, so just back over to you, Michael. Someone said, how can I promote myself as a personal trainer?
How can I promote myself as a personal trainer? The most important thing, aside of marketing and everything online, would be, again, coming back to your client results. Your client results are your calling card. If you're getting okay results, crappy results, it's not going to market you really well. So if your clients are getting like results that you would say 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, they're really what they're after getting, then it's going to be very easy to market yourself, because you can imagine that person is going to pass it on to their friends. They're going to ask, how do you get in such good shape? Word of mouth is absolutely huge in the fitness industry. So clients' results is absolutely number one. If these are top notch and you get that kind of word of mouth going, and then getting referrals. So once you've got the really good results, get those referrals from your clients and share those referrals and results online. Share them on your social medias, Facebook, Instagram, whatever channels you're on, and that's going to reach an even wider audience. So the most important thing to promote yourself is your client results.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally agree. I'd also add to that a lot of trainers, I think we found in the past, are kind of afraid to ask for the referral. So I think the referral, the word of mouth, and asking the question, say, listen, do you mind telling your friends? Do you, can you can I share these results on my Facebook page? Can I, share what we're doing here? Because a lot of people think, oh, I don't want to, breach my client's privacy, which obviously you don't want to. So make sure to ask before you share anything, but also don't be afraid to ask the question if they will refer you, because most of the time, almost 100% of the time, if they're getting good results from you, they want to share that with people. So definitely ask for the referral. That's a great answer.
Could I,
Um,
could I have a little point on that as well? Actually, coming
Absolutely.
back to
It's
what
another
Michael
expert.
said. Yeah, well, coming back to what Michael said there, he said about getting good results, and how you get good results is by being a good instructor or a good trainer, and that comes from your education. So there are a lot of trainers out there that have the title trainer, but without the background and without the training. And making sure that you're doing a REPS accredited course with an accredited provider as well is very important. So yeah, having your credentials, having your insurance, getting good results, and all that comes from that.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so back to you again, Michael. Someone asked, this is a good question. What happens if I fail my PT exam? Can I resit the exam?
Okay. Yeah. So if you have the unfortunate event that you do fail your exam for any reason, then there is the opportunity to resit. So obviously, we always ensure and recommend that you prepare really well for your exam. First of all, your theory exam online, do lots of study. The same for your practical exam. Really get yourself ready for it first. And in the event that if you do fail it, you have the opportunity to resit the theory exam online for €40 as the resit fee. And if you fail your practical exam, it's €160 to resit. So you do have the option of resitting, but we strongly recommend you don't sit the exam until you're fully prepared.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. So, obviously you'll get the support you need before you do the exam, but you do have that option there if you do need to resit, so you don't need to worry too much. Okay, so back over to you, Sara. Will I receive support in finding work as a Pilates instructor? So I presume they mean from ProFi Fitness.
Of course. Well, I suppose before you even mention Pilates or ProFi Fitness, as you say, Pilates is very much a community. So once you get in it, you have other people that are in the business that support you. From my own experience, even in a small village, I was able to get a good response sharing with another instructor. But from Profi's side, from Profi Fitness School, we offer a lot of help to our graduates. So we have a strong network of studios, good relationships with some of the best trainers across the country, and we ensure that there are lots of job prospects for qualified staff. So we also provide assistance to graduates who decide to set up their own business. And on top of that, we're just at the end of the phone or at the end of an email if you have any more questions or need any more help. So we provide support, absolutely, and anything we can do to help, we do.
Brilliant. Again, for yourself, someone asked, what's the pass rate of this course? If you know, I assume they're talking about the final exams.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering, when you said pass rate, is it the amount of people who pass the course, or is it how much you need to pass the course? So I suppose I can answer both. The pass mark for the course is 75%. Now, again, as I said earlier on, we make it easier for you to get that 75%. It's not out of reach. The pass rate for the course, previous students, we have a good pass rate for the course. Very few students have to repeat. And if they do, it's on more so teaching experience they end up needing to repeat about. So you can actually avoid doing that if you go and get your experience while you're training, and do a lot of in the class when we have practicals, get up, stand up in front of people, get your fear out of the way, get your teaching skills up to date kind of thing, while you have that in your peers, so there's always ways around everything. But the main one there is your pass mark, which is 75%.
Okay, great. So again, back to you, Michael. Someone asked, is it expensive to set up on my own as a PT instead of working at the gym? So obviously you'll have experience yourself in this area.
Yeah, definitely. So I would say not if you scale as you grow. So in one case, when I set up MFitness, I started off with very little equipment, like minimal equipment at the start, maybe couple of dumbbells, couple of kettlebells. And I would say to anyone that's going down that route of just becoming a PT at the start, just to invest in like some adjustable dumbbells, maybe some kettlebells and a bench and some resistance band. Don't spend too much at the start and kind of build as you grow. So what I found for myself was, as time passed on, I started invested more in equipment, eventually opening up my own gym when I got to a certain point. So I would say, like everything, just take small steps and build gradually, and invest as you grow. And if you are lucky enough to start off with a job in the gym, then you'll have the opportunity to use the equipment of that gym as well. So that will save you some money as well at the start.
Yeah. Okay, great. So I suppose a follow on from that question is, what would you recommend, working in a gym or working for yourself, either to start off or in general?
Yeah, if you have the opportunity to work in the gym, first of all, it's a great experience. It's a great way to learn firsthand how to work off the gym floor and how to work with clients, gym etiquette, how to implement programs. It's a great way. It's a great learning curve. If you're feeling really confident on your knowledge already after you do the course, and you have a lot of faith in your own ability to get started, then obviously you can definitely go down the road of dive straight in, having your own business. And I have seen some ProFi students do it really, really well after completing the course. And it's a big commitment, and it comes with a lot of responsibility, but there's great rewards if you can get to that level and go down that route.
Mm-hmm. I suppose the other thing is the flexibility of the course, because you can either still keep your own full-time job and do PT training on the side while you're building it as a career, or you can do the gym and do this as a side, or you can just work in the gym. So I suppose it depends on what you want as flexibility or how much time you want to put into it. But I suppose as well, the other thing about working in the gym is it's a good opportunity to work with other instructors and bounce off them and get new ideas and kind of work with other people who have different skill sets than you. So yeah, I suppose flexibility, you can try a few different things. Okay, that's brilliant. So for Sara, I have another question for you. So do I need to be flexible / already good at Pilates to do an instructor course? That's a good question. So if someone has no experience in Pilates, they haven't really done many classes before, should they try this course out, or, do they need experience? How does it work?
I'm going to break that into two answers. So flexibility, first of all, do you need to be flexible? The short answer is no. It would be an advantage, of course. Anything that you have on top of everything else is an advantage, but you don't have to be flexible. During the course, you're going to develop your flexibility, you're going to develop your strength, all of those things as well. During your training, you'll change and adapt to the movements and become more flexible. As for previous Pilates experience, again, there are advantages and disadvantages to previous experience. So it really depends on the individual and where they're coming from and how adaptable they are. But if you consider, if you have no experience, it's like when you get into your car first and you're being taught to drive, and then you go do your driving test before you get any bad habits. Mm-hmm. Very similar. So if you have no experience, you are learning from absolute basics, absolute scratch, and we're laying the foundation with good education. So nothing wrong with that either. So yeah, either or, really.
So you don't have to be any sort of Pilates pro to sign up for this course. You'll learn it all as you're doing it. So that's actually really good to know, because there might be some people who they're like, oh, well, I've only taken a few Pilates classes previously before, but I'm interested in doing the classes. So you can be a complete beginner and start from scratch with this course. Okay.
Yeah, but even going back to what you said earlier about my video, and it looks very technical, some of those movements would have been advanced movements. So we have obviously adaptations and progression for every movement. Mm-hmm. And that's part of your education, because the majority of people that you'll teach Pilates to, depending on what angle you're coming from, would be beginners. So you knowing how to teach a beginner is going to be hugely advantageous. So if you're the beginner to start with, that can only benefit you.
Yeah, great point. Someone asked, how much should I charge, or how much can I charge per hour or per class?
Such an exciting question for Pilates, because like Michael said, very similar to personal training, because we think of Pilates as a class. We go and attend the class, and it might be in a gym or it might be in a hall. So from that point of view, I went and looked up some statistics earlier on. Indeed.com said we can make up to, or a very specific €29.17 an hour. Don't know where that comes into it.
Very specific.
Very specific. I personally haven't ever made that little. And that's from my first class teaching. I think it was 35 an hour, and it was through a sports partnership. So it was a set price. You can use Pilates in a clinical way as well, a clinical application. So it's great for recovery of injury and that kind of thing as well. Mobilizations of the body, again, improve flexibility, mobility, all those things. So for a service like that, people are charging, again, quite similar to personal training, perhaps in the region of €80 per hour for a one-to-one session. And again, an hour for that would be very long. So you could be charging €80 for half an hour. Again, so many applications. You can run classes. People are charging in around €10 per person for the hour. So it really depends on how many people you have, your marketing as well with that. And then it's something that travels, just like the personal trainer. If you decided in the morning to go to a different country and use these skills that you're after getting with your certification, then you can expect to earn big bucks, as they say in the States. So I have a brother living in Hawaii at the moment, and he tells me that there is big money for people to go to the homes of individuals and teach one-to-one Pilates. Now, I'm not in a position to travel myself, but
It's a shame.
Yeah, it is a shame.
So the great earning potential either way. I didn't actually realize myself there was that much earning potential in Pilates. So great investment.
Neither did I when I started. I thought it was classes and that would be it. The clinical application is a whole other area as well. It's fascinating. So even those with sports massage or anyone working with a team, Pilates is really coming into sports because it develops mobility and flexibility. And more teams in Ireland especially are starting to bring Pilates in. So coaches going and doing this course and having it in-house is another advantage, I suppose.
Yeah, I think there's more men seeing the benefits now of Pilates. It was traditionally more kind of female oriented, but a lot more athletes, as you said, and men taking this up. So there's even more potential than there was previously, which is brilliant. So yeah, so I hope that answers their question. There's probably someone with a big smile on their face now after hearing that. They're going for the course. Okay, so just have a few more questions. The last few questions are kind of could be dedicated to either of you, but I'll put this one to Michael. Someone wants details of the payment plans available for both these courses.
Cool. So for the personal trainer course, it starts online 2nd of October. Just a little bit about the locations, I suppose, before we're into the payments. So we're in 7 physical locations. We're in Castleknock in Dublin at GNS Fitness, in the Movement Castlebar, which is Andy Moran's gym in County Mayo. We're in Best Body Health and Fitness Gym in Carlow. We're in Midland Box Size Gym and Fitness in Banagher. We're in Mayfield Sports Complex in Cork. We're in Energize Fitness and Leisure in the Galmont Hotel and Spa in Galway. And we're in Planet Health Club in Limerick. And failing all that, if you can't attend any of those physical locations, we're online as well, where we'll have live Zoom and we'll also have recorded versions if you can't make it. So loads of locations to choose from. And in terms of pricing for that, if you go on the website www.profi-fitness.ie, you'll see that the price is 1,790, or you can do an installment plan, 5 payments of 378, and that covers the full course.
Okay, so that's really manageable. I don't know, we spoke the last time about this, but if you do this course, you would be qualified before the end of the year as well, which is brilliant.
Be qualified in December 18th, and it's EQF level 4 personal trainer, Reps Ireland accredited, EQF level 3 gym instructor, and you'll have nutrition advisor as well. So lots and lots of qualifications there. Amazing.
Actually, just to touch on that, Sara, just for the Pilates course that's starting October 2nd also, when would you expect to be qualified finishing this course?
Just having a look at the dates there, Carol. Bear with me. Again, before the end of the year, we have our theory exam on the end of November and the practical exam. So before the start of December, so quick turnover.
Okay, yeah, that's really good. So you can basically start straight away as a Pilates instructor before 2022 even ends. Amazing. Um, so okay, someone has asked just about the closing date. So it's quite soon. It's in a week and a half, both the courses. Is there a closing date before these courses?
Ideally, you should be registering by the Thursday before the course, so you can have the materials posted out in time.
Mm-hmm.
If you do register, you can still register online until the 1st of October. It just means you won't get the materials till after you've started the course, like the Monday or Tuesday after. So I'd recommend, if you're going to register before that weekend, like maybe like the 29th, 30th of September at the latest, if you could.
Okay.
Like you said there as well, Carol, it's brilliant as well that you're going to be qualified coming into the new year. It's a great opportunity for someone in January to be a qualified fitness professional. It's the best time of year to be a personal trainer or a Pilates instructor, because that's the most time of year people are going to need your help. New Year's resolutions, they're starting something new, so it's definitely the best time to do this course.
Yeah, 100%. Couldn't be better timing, to be fair. So a couple more questions. I think I'm actually going to put these to both of you. So I'll ask you first, Michael, and then maybe Sara, you can jump in. Someone asked, what is the most challenging part of working in the fitness industry? Good question.
And there's a lot of challenges to work in the industry that you wouldn't really think of until you actually start in the industry. Most thing trainers seem to be overwhelmed with is the amount of time you need to invest into marketing yourself with social media, DMs with clients, like contacting clients at like unsociable hours. And nowadays with programs and stuff, client accountability and check-ins is more prevalent. So you're spending an awful lot of time on admin and marketing that you wouldn't have thought beforehand. You think when you sign up to be a trainer, you're just going to be in the gym training them and that's you done after the hour. But there's a lot of contact hours there, a lot of preparation. And one of the things I always say when I'm doing the fitness mentorship and growth strategy, it's one of the modules of the course, is just imagine if you were to start as a trainer next week, how many clients could you handle? And a lot of the students would normally say, 10, 15, 20 clients, they'd love to have that amount. But I can tell you now, you'd be really, really overwhelmed if you took that many on straight away. Like, just say you took 10 clients a week, and you're going to be training those clients 3 times a week. So straight away, that's 30 hours of face-to-face interaction time. And that doesn't include the planning, the interactions outside of those hours. So basically your week is already gone on 10 clients. So you just need to build slowly. Like I always recommend maybe 3 to 5 clients starting off and build from there, because it can become overwhelming very, very quickly. And there's a lot of admin and, as I said, marketing time as well. So just to be conscious of that.
Yeah.
Sarah, what's your take on it?
Definitely, absolutely. There is a little bit more to it than you think. For me personally, after being in the industry a number of years, the most challenging part for me is finding the hours to fit in all the classes I want to teach. So you become experienced in a few different areas, and there's people pulling you from different directions looking for you to do so many different things. So I teach Pilates here, I do walks there, and it's saying no to things because, as I said, how good the money is potentially earlier on. Yeah, potentially now you do have to earn it. But yeah, it's hard to pick and choose what you're going to do and to limit yourself and give yourself the time to do your own training, to get your own head right, and to live as well. So I'm on the more upbeat side of the challenging parts.
Okay. Well, no, it's good to know about the challenges as well as the potential opportunities that are there. I think what's great about the CPD courses that we offer is it helps with all that sort of side of things. So it's not just the training aspects, it's the practical aspects of actually running your own business as a trainer. And I know Michael is very hands-on with our students in giving them advice as a business owner himself and having been through the entire experience. So if you are getting overwhelmed, if you're watching this as a previous student and you want some advice, Michael's always happy to help. Or if you're signing on to these courses now, I know he's given a lot of good advice to people who have started their own business from doing the course with ProFi. So it's a great resource to have. Thanks, Michael. So I think this is a bit of a nicer question. What's the best thing about working in the fitness industry? So we'll take that to you, Michael, first.
Cool. Yeah, so for me, most thing I love about being in the industry is that you get to meet like a ton of great people every day that are trying to better themselves. Like anyone that like for me, anyone that I'm meeting on the gym floor is someone that's trying to make an improvement in their life, and they're the type of people you want to be working with, people that want to better themselves. And then it kind of gives you great satisfaction when someone actually reaches their goal at the end of the journey. Like they might have something like want to run a marathon, want to build lots of muscle, want to get in shape for an event that's coming up. But when you see them get to the end of that and they feel really fulfilled and proud of themselves, it gives you a sense of achievement as well. And it's not just that part of it, it's the journey to getting there that you really, really enjoy. You see them coming in every day, bettering themselves. And I suppose the other one for me in our gym is there's a real sense of community. So what we tend to do is maybe every 60 to 90 days, we like to mark our wins with an event. Like we might do like for example, in November, we're going to be doing a climb of the Stairway to Heaven in Fermanagh. So
Brilliant.
something like that, something that you bring the whole group together and it's really enjoyable, it's nice to do. Or at the end of the year, there might be like a Christmas party event or something like that. But all of those things are really, really nice to kind of mark your progress. Yeah.
Brilliant. Sara, we'll go over to you. What's your favorite bit? Apart from money, which you said.
Oh yeah, just love the money. Yeah, dollar signs or euro signs, whatever. Yeah, I agree with Michael completely. When I worked in a gym, I absolutely loved all those things, meeting people, seeing their development, the feedback that you get. It is energizing to see that you're having an impact on someone's life, that they're listening to you and they're getting benefit from it. Love those things. I don't work in a gym anymore. I've gone freelance. So my interactions with people tend to be more from a teaching point of view. So a little less camaraderie, unfortunately. Now, not so much. Group classes are great crack and you can have a good time with the participants. And once they get to know you, they come to everything. If you go out and open an envelope, they're going to be there. So you're kind of building a following almost. And that starts nearly in the gym. So again, good place to start training or working is in the gym. Get your fan base going, get people aware of you, and then go out on your own. What I like, besides the big bucks, it's the time. I have a family. I have a 17-year-old and a 4-year-old, and I'm quite hectic. But I get to choose.
21.
I know, yeah. Keep saying it. It might be true. Yeah, so I get to choose what hours I work, where I work. So over time, I've been able to restrict that a bit more because you have to take what you can get at the start nearly. But now I won't drive more than 30 minutes, especially with the petrol and diesel prices. And there's a certain rate that I'll charge and I won't go for less than that. So there's, you have a lot more autonomy over your life, your business.
Yeah, I have to agree with, what you both said there about seeing people achieve their goals and, building that following. And because once you have clients, you can have clients for life. They be with you 5, 10, even working in gyms myself, I've seen it where people will specifically request a particular trainer. They want that trainer, that's who knows them, and they kind of know that they care about them as well. So I think it kind of goes from, a career and a really good earning potential to actually I'm making a difference in people's lives. And, that's what makes a difference, I'm sure, when you're getting up at 6 a.m. or silly o'clock gym classes, that people really do actually appreciate you and they come to your advice and they really appreciate your presence, I guess, in their life and the difference you make. So, and then what you were talking about earlier really doesn't come down to the small rates anymore, that they're willing to pay for your time because they know it's worth it. So it's not even that they'll just pay anything, but they'll pay your value because you've given that experience and you're basically changing their life. So what you're getting, you're worth it. So, but you do need to build up that experience, and you'll see that your rates will change as you go along if you're dedicated to it. And as I said before, use the resources. If you're doing a course with us, our teachers are, the best in the business. They've been in the field for years and years and years. They've got all the experience, and they're there to help you. So before, during, and after the course, if you have questions, they'll answer them, and they're there to support you and advise on, different kind of courses that you might want to do, or how to approach your career, or how to approach even the small things like the admin side of things that Michael mentioned. So, but yeah, so I mean, as you both said, if you go for the PT instructor, you don't have to have any prior qualifications. You don't have to have, simply an interest in the gym, really, because if you don't have an interest in it, you're not going to enjoy it. But if you do like going to the gym, you like training, you want to learn more about it, you don't need to have anything else to do the PT course or the Pilates course. I'm going to actually just pass you over to Michael if you want to do a quick summary of the PT course, and then over to Sara before we wrap up, if you don't mind.
Cool, yeah. So PT course starts on the 2nd of October, live online day 1. You've got 4 physical days in the gym. You've got your practical exam then at the end, which is around the 17th, 18th of December, that weekend. You've got 12 weekends online, and you've got 4 course days in the gym. And you should be qualified just before the end of the year, all going well. And yeah, if you have any other questions on it or anything I haven't covered, all the modules are online, profi-fitness.ie, or you can send me an email, profi.fitnessmanager@gmail.com. My number's on the website as well, 086 072 3820. Over to you, Sarah.
Thanks, Michael.
Thanks, Michael. Yeah, look, all the light is gone. It's the electricity bill. So yeah, Pilates, again, all the information is online. I teach, I don't manage, so we'll double check these dates for yourself just to be sure, but we're starting on the 2nd of October. We have a number of locations that we're going to be doing the practical courses in, and the theory parts are online. So all those dates are available on the Pilates section of the ProFi Fitness website, where you can book it as well. And we're due to finish on the 27th of November. That's when you should qualify, finish your exams. So anything else you need, you can email Michael. Michael already gave you his details, so just go ahead and email Michael and he'll pass it on to me. Other than that, my details are at the end of the My Over 40 part of the ProFi Fitness webpage.
Yeah. And if they can't find that, Michael can pass over any questions that people might specifically have for you. But we'll get all the questions answered either way. And yeah, so I mean, as I said, it's in 10 days. Sign up prior to the Thursday before the course, if possible, so that you can be fully prepared. We can post out your materials and everything. But yeah, great opportunities for both courses. And as I said, you have the support and expertise of our trainers. This is only 2 of our experts that we have today. And really appreciate you answering all the questions. It gave me a good insight into the courses, the earning potential, what's great about working as a fitness instructor, as well as some of the challenges, how to overcome them, that sort of thing. So yeah, really appreciate your time, and hopefully we'll see some new PT instructors and Pilates instructors before the end of the year.
Thanks, Carol.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing more in the industry and following their progress after they've qualified with us, because we always keep track after people have moved on to see how they're doing, see if we can help promote them or share any of their stuff on Instagram and Facebook. So we're always in contact. So once you start with us, you never get rid of us.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, we look forward to it. Thanks, everyone. Bye.